The sniper closed his eyes as he took aim. Everyone who saw it thought the same thing. He's afraid. No one realized that, in that moment, the fate of the unit was already changing. Because some soldiers don't look at their targets. They listen to them. The mission zone was one of the most volatile borders of the present day. Maps were updated. Thermal cameras were active. Wind data was recalculated by the second. Everything followed protocol. Everything was by the book. As the unit took positions, one soldier stood apart. He didn't rush while setting his rifle. After checking the optic, he tilted his head slightly to the side, and then did something no one was used to seeing. He closed his eyes. It caught attention on the first day. It became mockery on the second. By the third, it was written into reports. Possible vision impairment. Stress response. Psychological blockage. No one said it out loud, but everyone thought the same word: blind. But if a sniper was truly blind, why was he still deployed? His name existed in the files, but no one used it. His rank was ordinary. His uniform immaculate. But his gaze never locked onto a single point. It was as if he read the environment not with his eyes, but with his body. During exercises, targets fell, but it was never clear who fired the shot. Cameras recorded everything, yet at the moment of impact, he was often outside the frame. He didn't rush forward like the others. He waited. Silent. Still. Often with his eyes closed. Whispers spread among the younger soldiers. He's scared to look. His eyes must be damaged. A sniper who won't aim. Mockery turned into impatience. Impatience turned into resentment. But no one asked the real question. What if he chose not to look? On a night operation, the wind shifted. Sand drifted through the air like a thin veil. The smell of gunpowder mixed with hot metal and sweat. Radios murmured softly. Everyone was tense. Movement appeared on thermal screens. The order was clear: prepare. Other snipers locked their eyes into their optics. Calculations were made. Breaths were held. But heat distortion bent the image. Mirage blurred certainty. The soldier lifted his head slightly. Closed his eyes. He listened to the rhythm of the wind hitting canvas. Felt the sand striking the rifle's frame. Noticed vibrations traveling through the ground. Then he fired. One shot. The target dropped. That was luck. Wasn't it? Silence filled the command center. No one spoke. There was no explanation. The distance was difficult. Visibility was poor. The math didn't add up. But the result was undeniable. The report the next day read: Successful engagement. A smaller note followed beneath it. No visual target confirmation observed. That note changed everything. Medical evaluations followed. Eye exams were repeated. The results were clear: vision loss. Old. Permanent. Files were reopened. Years back. A close-range explosion. Severe blast pressure. After that, the records grew thin. Fit for continued service. But how? If he couldn't see, how could he be so precise? The answer wasn't in the files. It lived somewhere else, in silence. After the blast, the soldier had barely spoken for months. As his vision faded, something else sharpened. The ability to separate sounds. To read wind through scent. To feel movement through vibration. To sense a target without ever seeing it. His training evolved. He stopped trusting optics. He trusted space. His calculations lived in instinct. With his eyes closed, the world made more sense. For the unit to understand this, a crisis was needed. And that crisis was already approaching. The patrol walked into an ambush. Communications failed. Visibility collapsed. Panic rose. Orders tangled. Time shrank. The commander didn't shout. He said only one sentence. Call him. The soldier stepped forward. Knelt. Closed his eyes. Shots rang out. 1, 2, 3. Each shot silenced a threat. The unit withdrew. No casualties. That day, no one called him blind. But no one said his name out loud either. Because everyone understood the same truth. Some soldiers don't look. Some soldiers don't see. But some feel the truth before anyone else does. And that sniper never needed to look twice. That night, no one looked at him. Because everyone understood now, looking wasn't necessary. But no one yet understood the cost of that silence. A single shot can save lives. But silence reveals the truth. The unit withdrew from the ambush without losses. On paper, it was logged as a successful extraction. Between the lines, however, something else lingered: questions, explanations, and a quiet unease no report could settle. No one spoke out loud. Yet everyone felt the same certainty: without him, no one would have made it out. The wind kept its direction. The sand still moved the same way. But the unit did not. So why would a soldier who saved lives still be considered a risk? Back at command, a review began. Unofficial. Silent. Files reopened, medical notes, old missions, blast reports. Everything reread. One question surfaced again and again. Why is he still in the field? The answer was simple and unsettling. Training, protocols, standards, everything assumed sight. He operated without it. And that made some people uncomfortable. Because institutions label what they can't control as a threat. A test was ordered. Unofficial. Off the books. Everyone knew what it really was. Targets were set. Long distance. Poor visibility. Erratic wind, conditions no one would choose. Other snipers tried first. Shots missed or hesitated. Explanations came easily: mirage, wind, terrain. Then it was his turn. He set the rifle. Knelt. Loosened his shoulder. And did what everyone now expected: he closed his eyes. This time, no one laughed. No one whispered. The silence stretched. 1 second. 2. 3. Wind hummed at the ear. Cold metal pressed into skin. Subtle vibrations traveled through the ground. Then the shot. 1 round. Target down. No applause followed. This wasn't a performance anymore. It was proof. Proof isn't celebrated. It's accepted. No official report followed. But a decision was made. He would remain in the field, quietly. No medal. No ceremony. Soldiers like him created a dilemma: heroes without categories. Inside the unit, something changed. Younger soldiers sat beside him. Quietly. Not asking questions. Just listening, learning breath, wind, silence. Some lessons aren't taught. They're observed. Missions continued. Danger remained. But reflexes shifted. Less haste. More listening. Fewer shots, more decisive. Someone whispered one day, "He feels it before the rest of us do." It wasn't praise. It was acceptance. No one called him blind again. No one called him a legend either. Because he didn't want to be a story. He proved one thing. Seeing isn't the same as understanding. Looking isn't always enough. And sometimes, clarity begins when the eyes close. And that sniper never needed to look twice. Some soldiers fight with what they see. Others fight with what they feel. They called him blind because they only trusted their eyes. But when the world blurred, he was the only one who saw clearly. If this story made you stop and think, stay with us. Because the most dangerous truths are the ones discovered in silence. And the next story? It begins with a soldier everyone ignored. Until it was too late to look away. If this story moved you, don't let it fade in silence. Like the video, it helps these veteran stories reach more people who need to hear them. Subscribe to Veteran Phantom for more true inspired military stories about courage, sacrifice, and the soldier's history forgot. Leave a comment below and tell us, what kind of stories do you want to see next? Snipers, forgotten veterans, or untold missions? Your voice helped shape the next story.